And welcome to Clovis. I'm Dawn Morgan with Hobbs, a Lady Eagle softball at Clovis, the start of a doubleheader, the first game just about ready to get underway here. And everyone is scrambling up in the booth. So it is an interesting, that's why we have not had pregame. But on the air, we've got power, everything's set up, and we're ready to roll. I will finish filling out the book for the Clovis lineup in just a moment, but I will be able to give you the Hobbs lineup as visitors. They will bat first, of course. Clovis out in the field, and it is Lopez pitching, Everett catching, Cushing's on first, Tafoya on second, Senna on third, Robles at short, Hardy in left, Garcia in center, and Romero in right. For the visiting Lady Eagles, looking for a win against Clovis this afternoon, of course. And coming up first will be number 13, Kaya Boyle, playing second base for Hobbs. Batting second is number 2, Briseas Armendariz in left field. Batting third is number 3, Cameron Cantu, who is your shortstop. Batting fourth is number 16, Carissa Garcia, your first baseman. Batting fifth is number 1, Edith Chavez, your right fielder. Batting sixth is number 5, Kylie Ralston, your center fielder. Batting seventh is number 8, Marissa Young, your designated player. Batting eighth, 20, Anaya Rodriguez, your catcher. And batting ninth is number 6, Angel Jimenez, your third baseman. And number 11, Araceli Medina, your flex player. She is your starting pitcher for Hobbs. And the first pitch is in, and the second pitch as well. And I see there, everyone appears scrambling. I think there is no electronic scoreboard and no announcer other than the announcement of the teams. And the count on Boyle is now 3-1. I can barely see over to see the batter and the umpire at this window. And a hot grounder is going to find its way just between second and out in center field. It's going to find its way past second base. Tafoya goes for it, but it's a nice straight hit, a single for Boyle up the middle and puts her on first base. So she does her job as a leadoff batter and gets on with a nice solid single, a nice hot grounder. Fielded by Garcia in center field, thrown in. Brings up number 2, Briseas Armendariz. She cuts at the first one. She is a left-handed batter. She kind of does that slap swing. And the first one goes foul over by the Hobbs dugout for strike 1. So 0-1. I hope this ump is good at showing the count after every pitch. And that was outside. Oh, and a throw down to second, trying to get Boyle at second, keep her from stealing, and the ball goes wide, is fumbled, and Boyle not only steals second safely, but takes third on the bad throw in the pass ball. So Kaya Boyle sitting on third in scoring position for Hobbs, 1-1 your count on Briseas Armendariz, and that is going to catch the outside corner. The ump right away signaling yes, that was a breaking ball. It caught the outside corner, 1-2 the count. Little slap swing. It's going to go foul. So the count remains 1-2 on Armendariz. Following her, Cantu is on deck. Garcia in the hole. A beautiful afternoon for softball. A little bit of a breeze. We'll talk about that. And that's fouled off over to the left beyond the Hobbs dugout. So count remains 1-2. Armendariz tough at the bat. She's hanging in there, protecting the plate, trying to get Boyle in, even if it's a sacrifice. No outs, top of the first, no score. Runner on third for Hobbs, and the ump calls for timeout. I don't know what he saw, but he called for timeout, and it may have been Armendariz who called for timeout, stepped out of the box. And now the pitch comes in. It's going to be high, and it's going to get away from Everett. And sliding in safely at home is Boyle, and Hobbs is on the board with a run. Cobbled that together off of the solid single by Boyle. Good base running, a couple of errors by Clovis. And that throw home was definitely it was high. Everett tried to get that. It went past her and allowed Boyle to come in. There was a throw at the plate, but Boyle slid under the tag. Still no outs. Now Hobbs, 1 up. Second batter up at the plate, Armendariz. The count 1-2 on her. And that is going to be outside. Oh, and that was ball 4. So I think he called, since there was time, I believe that that was probably a balk officially, which would have been a ball. But so a walk puts Armendariz on first. So Armendariz with a walk. First walk issued by Lopez, your starting pitcher for Clovis. Brings up Cameron Cantu to the bat. And the first pitch is on the inside corner for strike 1. Looks like this ump is going to call the corners. And as long as he does that consistently for both pitchers, not a problem. In fact, as a pitcher, you always appreciate the corner calls. And that is going to be high and outside. Everett comes up out of the crouch to get it, but not before it gets by her, and Armendariz steals second. So a walk and a stolen base now has Armendariz in scoring position for Hobbs. A swing and a foul off to the right, hits the pole and bounces back to the mound. So 1-2 is your count. Cantu, the shortstop for Hobbs, 1-2 the count. A runner on second, no outs. And that's fouled off to the right as well. A pop that's going to find its way over there outside the restrooms here at Clovis Lady Cats Field. And there's nobody tending a scoreboard up here, so there will be no electronic scoring for anybody. A swing and a better swing, but still fouled off to the right as Cantu, catching pieces of it, just needs to catch it completely. Swing straight away, straighten it out. Oh, and a swing and a miss but the ball gets past her. The ball gets past the catcher. And there's a throw down to third, so it is a strikeout. But Cantu gets to take first on the pass ball. And now Armendariz stole third, came in safely as they tried to get the lead runner, tried to get Armendariz at third instead of throwing down to first. So now runners at the corners. It'll be interesting. I bet he's going to have Cantu take second as soon as she can. And she's going. There will be no throw as Cantu takes second base. And Clovis allows that. Now runners at second and third for Hobbs. No outs. Carissa Garcia, your batter, your first baseman. Ball comes in. It's going to be high. So runners at second and third. No outs. 1 run scored for Hobbs already. Kaya Boyle hit a single. Managed to make it all the way around on a stolen base, bad throw, and then a wild pitch. Garcia hits a grounder, a hot one, straight up the middle. It's going to score 1, rounding the bases. It'll score 2, clean them off. And in the meantime, there's no throw out to second, so Carissa Garcia has a single, but she goes to second on the throw home. So a nice 2 RBI single. And she sits on second in scoring position. Armendariz comes home. Cantu comes home. So 1 out, the strikeout. But Edith Chavez up to bat. She hits the first one she sees, a little choppy grounder over to shortstop. And Robles stops it but makes a bad throw. So that scores 1. Carissa Garcia comes in from second, and Edith Chavez nope, she doesn't. Okay, so Garcia is on third. Edith Chavez is on second on the E6. And Kylie Ralston up to the plate. Number 5, batting from the left side of the plate. She's your center fielder. Runners on second and third. And that's going to be just a little bit outside. So a ball. This one is going to catch the outside corner. It's for a strike on Ralston. Let's see if the ump gives me his count. No. And that is going to be a little outside. So another ball. What's the count, ump? We don't have an automatic scoring, and I'm looking down. There you go. I think it's 2-1. Is it 3-4? It was 3. 3-1. So It was 3-1, and he called that one a strike on the inside corner on Ralston. So now count is full. Count is full on Ralston. Swing and a little chopper back to the pitcher. She picks it up, fires to first. Too hard and at the feet of Cushings, who can't hang on to it. And it's going to score 2. So an error on the throw, and E1 is going to put Ralston on. And it's actually going to score Garcia and Chavez. So it's actually an error. But the runs come in for Hobbs, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to nothing now with a runner on first, 1 out. And that first pitch hits the outside corner. At number 8, Marissa Young, your designated player, up at bat for Hobbs. Ralston on first. And that pitch is going to come in high. A throw down to second. A throw down to second, trying to get Ralston. Goes wide, goes behind her. And throws it in. Ralston had rounded and thought about taking third, scrambles back to the bag safely. So Ralston with a stolen base. And another bad throw on Clovis. So Marissa Young in the box for Hobbs. That's going to be outside for a ball. Young, a left-handed batter. And this comes in. It's going to be a little high and outside as well. So I have a count of 2-1 on this batter. And fouled back to the screen. So 2-2 on the batter. And I have my score bug now that says it's ready. Sorry, I haven't had the score bug functioning, but now it is. And a swing and a nice hit, a solid hit out to left field. Coming up on it is Hardy, but she can't get there in time. So it's going to be a double for Marissa Young. Nice, well-hit fly ball out to left field. A double is going to put her on second, and it moves Kylie Ralston around to third. So runners on second and third for Hobbs brings number 20, Anaya Rodriguez, up to the plate. And top of the first inning here, 1 out. With 20, Anaya Rodriguez, your catcher. There's a throw down to third. Trying to keep Kylie Ralston over there honest. She scrambles back to the bag safely. Young out on second, Ralston on third for Hobbs. Rodriguez, the catcher, at the bat. Oh, and a solid line drive out to right field. Romero comes in on it and throws into first, but it's going to score as coming in from third is Ralston. So an RBI single for Rodriguez, and it moves Young over to third. So now it is 6-0 here in this first at-bat for Hobbs. Just 1 out. There's going to be a courtesy runner for Rodriguez, the catcher, out on first. So runners at the corners for Hobbs, first and third. Brings number 6, Angel Jimenez, your third baseman, to the plate for Hobbs. And the ump is marking the courtesy runner in his book. So play has temporarily stopped. A bit of a breeze coming in. It's a little gusty at times. A pleasant afternoon, but the wind gusts may certainly play with that ball. Out in the field. But it's not the high sustained winds that we saw just a couple of days ago. So the air fairly clear. Sunshine. A light crowd here in the stands. And 6-0 is your score right now. Hobbs has stepped up to the plate, being very, very aggressive. They are a team of sluggers, known for that. And they'd like to add more runs. With just the 1 out, they certainly can. Runners at the corners. First ball is going to come in. It will be a ball. Angel Jimenez at the plate. Hobbs, after Angel, Hobbs will start at the top of the lineup again to bat around. Throw down to third, just to keep Young over there on base. Runners at first and third. 2-0 on Jimenez. Swing and a line drive right over the pitcher's head out into center field, a scoring one. There's a throw over to third, and they're going to get her. So second out, but a nice shot, a line drive into center, and that's going to put Angel Jimenez on base. It really is a single, and she went to second on the throw, but she sits on second now, and it was Young who scored, and Rodriguez got thrown out at third. So 2-5 for the second out. Angel Jimenez out on second, and top of the lineup, Kaya Boyle at the plate. She started this all off with a nice single and some good base running, helped by a couple of errors by Clovis, and she crossed the plate. So I'd say she set a good tone for everybody. The teammates have certainly followed. Second pitch is going to come in outside. So runner at second in scoring position, 2 outs. Now, let me catch my score bug up to reflect the 2 outs. And there's a strike over the outside corner. I believe the count on Boyle is 2-1, but let me, and she hits a nice fly ball out to center. Grabbing for it is Garcia, but she can't get it. And it goes behind her all the way to the fence. It will score 1. Kaya Boyle is going to have a stand-up triple. So nice hitting. So a triple, an RBI triple for Kaya Boyle. And that scored 2. Oh, wait a minute. That scored 1. Rodriguez had been thrown out. So now it is 7-0. And Armendada slapping at it. A grounder over it to third. And that first strikeout, I'd been counting it as a strike, saying it a strike, or saying it as an out, because normally it is. But it did not count as an out because it was a pass ball and Cantu took first. There was no throw. So now there are 2 outs. So that. And number 3, Cameron Cantu, your batter, your shortstop at the plate. She's the batter who technically struck out but was able to take first on a pass ball with no throw and ended up crossing the plate. And that's going to be high for another ball. So Cantu at the plate. That is also, ooh, he says that caught the corner and just at the letters. So there's a strike. As Cantu. And that's going to be outside for ball 4. So another walk. That actually is just the second walk issued. And that's going to bring up Carissa Garcia, the first baseman, to the plate. A throw down to second, trying to keep Cantu from stealing, is not in time. So Cantu with a stolen base in scoring position now for Hobbs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe the score is now 8-0. And there's a hit. It's going to go out to center. It'll score 1. And that'll put Garcia on first. So an RBI single. Brings up Edith Chavez. So Cantu scored from second on that. Hobbs just on a roll, unstoppable here in this first at-bat. Number 1, Edith Chavez at the plate now. She reached on an error her first time at bat and crossed the plate for Hobbs. A throw over to first to try to get Garcia off the bag, but she is safe. 2-0 the count on Chavez at the plate. 2 outs now, and that's going to come in just a little inside. So I've got a 3-0 count now on Chavez. Hobbs with 9 runs now. And that's going to be ball 4. 4 straight balls if you add the 2 from the previous batter. So a walk from Chavez, and that's going to put Garcia on second, Chavez on first. Kylie Ralston coming up to the plate, number 5, your center fielder. She had reached on an error and then stole a base and ended up crossing the plate for Hobbs. Ralston, a left-handed batter. Runners on first and second, 2 outs, top of the first. Choppy ball is going to get by Robles, shortstop, and it's going to score 1. There's a throw over to third, and she is safe. So that really was an infield single because there was no play by the time that that ball got there. So Kylie Ralston with a single, an RBI single, puts her on first. Scored Garcia. And it puts Chavez now, Ralston's now on second, and Chavez is on third. Melissa Young at the plate, a nicely hit single out to center field. It's going to be picked up and thrown in, but it is going to score. So it'll score 2 as Hobbs not only hitting, but they're running the bases well. They're running the bases well. They're paying attention to Dean Crossland is out there in the third base coach's box, and they are really paying attention to what's going on and running the bases well. So Marissa Young with a single on first. 2 RBI single, by the way. Brings up number 20, Anaya Rodriguez, catcher to the plate. Bats left-handed, and that's a ball on her. Hobbs stepping up to the plate. They haven't needed to look at a lot of pitches. They have let bad pitches go by. That's going to be high. So Hobbs with a runner on first now. 12. They have scored 12. Let me catch my score bug up on that. And Rodriguez takes first base. It's a walk. Another one issued. And that moves Young over to second. Rodriguez reaches on a walk. Again, Hobbs hitting, but they are walking too. They are keeping a good eye and taking the walks if they can, but they are having no trouble slugging the ball. And there's another hit. It's going to fall between right and center field. Going to go all the way to the wall. Romero and Garcia giving it a chase. It's going to score 2. There's a throw into third, sliding in at third. And the ball goes into the dugout, so she will be able to take that base. So Marissa Young comes in. Anaya Rodriguez also reached on a walk, comes in. And Angel Jimenez is going to get a double. She went to third on the throw, and it was a bad throw, and went to the dugout, so she came in. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's 15-0 now. 15-0 in my book, and I believe that's right. This is first at bat. 2 outs. And Clovis huddling up just a little bit at this point. It's 15-0. At this point, if Clovis did not get any runs back and we reached the end of the third inning, this would be a run rule game. But we got more softball to play before we get there. Top of the order is back up as Hobbs has batted around twice. Kaya Boyle is at the plate. She hit a triple, an RBI triple, her last time up, and had a single her first time up. She is 2 for 2. 2 balls on her coming in. And fouls it back to the screen for a strike. I have the count at 2-1. 2 outs here, top of the first. Hobbs making the most of their at-bat. A solid line drive, smokes past Senna, goes out to left field. Hardy fields it and makes a nice throw in. Hardy makes the stop in left field, throws it in, and keeps Kaya Boyle. Oh dear. My score bug just went away. Keeps Kaya Boyle on first. So another single for her. She's 3 for 3. Number 2, Berseas Armendariz, left fielder at the plate. Swings at the first one, fouls it off to the left. So 0-1 the count on her. Let me adjust my score bug. Oh, wait a minute. All right. And fouls off another one off to the left. She grounded out to third base her last time up. She walked and scored a run for Hobbs her first time up. So she looks at this one. And that's going to be a ball. A runner on first. That's Boyle for Hobbs. Slaps it. A little grounder over to third base, but there is no time for a throw. It's going to be an infield single. Of course, that slap bunt from the left side of the box gives you the advantage of a couple, 3 steps. And that was a slow chopper that took a little time to develop. By the time Senna got it, she made the stop, but by the time she got it, Armendariz was crossing that bag. So first and second now, the runners for Hobbs. That brings up number 3, Cameron Cantu, to the plate. And that was a call, strike 1 on Cantu, 0-1. That's going to be outside for ball 1. 1-1 on Cantu. She walked her last time out, her last time up, that is. She technically struck out, but got to first on a pass ball her second time up. There's a grounder to shortstop, and Robles picks it up, throws it to Tafoya. 6-4 in the scorebook for the third out, and Hobbs finally is done with their first at-bat. So not before they score, and there's some... I've got them as 15-0, but it may be 16-0. We'll double check the score, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with more Lady Eagle softball here action. It's Clovis Lady Cats who are going to be batting next, though. In the bottom of the first inning, we'll come back for more softball action brought to you by TDS. And welcome back to Clovis Lady Wildcat Field. As in the top of the first inning, Hobbs scored 16 runs on 12 hits. Clovis committed 5 errors, and Hobbs left 2 people on base. So we will go to the bottom of the first inning. And Clovis will be up to the plate, and I'm going to borrow... Well, no, never mind. Okay. Yes, that's great. All right. I didn't have a chance to fill in the book for Clovis. Sure. All right. I do know that up first is Mari Lopez, number 11. Mari Lopez, your pitcher. Up second will be number 1, Michaela. Oh, it's having a lot of trouble reading reading Romero. Michaela Romero. Having a lot of trouble. This is very, very faint, so my apologies. That's okay. Okay. Thank you. Hold on just a minute. No, I'll ask you. I'll ask you. Number 4, Espi Tafoya, right? Espi Tafoya is playing second base. Romero is out in right. Batting fourth is number 7, Marina Senna, your third baseman. They are going to give the Hobbs pitcher a little extra time to warm up because that was such a long at-bat. So that's a good break for me because it gives me a little more time to fill out the book for Clovis. Number 5, Chaz Hardy, batting fifth. She's your left fielder. Batting 6 is number 2, Demi Garcia, your center fielder. And batting 7th is number 12, Amaya Robles, who is the shortstop. Batting 8th is number 17, Maddie Cushings. Maddie Cushings, your first baseman. And batting 9th is number 3, Jocelyn Everett, your catcher. A short bench today for Clovis. Number 10, Giselle Romero. Giselle Romero. And your other bench player is number 9, Shalonda Lefevre. Lefevre, okay. Shalonda Lefevre. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So here we are. First batter up, Mari Lopez. And a nice pitch coming in, catching the outside of the plate. Another strike on Lopez. First batter up for Clovis. With Hobbs scoring 16 runs on them, they have a lot of work to do at the bat, but they're looking to get it started here. Oh, and a changeup is going to find the strike zone. And Lopez, she may have broken the plane, but she wanted to kind of halfway swung at it, but it was a strike. So a strikeout for out number 1, and your first strikeout for Hobbs' starting pitcher, who is Medina. So Medina is pitching, and catching for Hobbs is Rodriguez. First pitch is going to come in low and inside for ball number 1. So your battery is Medina Rodriguez for Hobbs. So 1-0 the count on Romero. Here we are in the bottom of the first inning. 1 out. Oh, there's a nice hit for her. Unfortunately for Hobbs, it goes out and hits in shallow center, so Romero is on with a single. Romero on first, 1 out, bottom of the first inning. Number 4, Espi Tafoya, your second baseman for Clovis, up to the plate with 1 runner on, 1 out. Tafoya looks at the first one. It's outside for ball number 1. Pretty good pop in the glove there. Medina with a fastball, breaking ball, broke too much. So 1 strikeout so far for her. And this one, a high fastball, gonna stay up too high. 2-0 is the count on Tafoya. Bottom of the first inning here. Clovis looking to get a rally started. They've got a lot of runs to make up. Hobbs. And it's a grounder over to third. The throw is to second to cut off the lead runner. And nice play, as at fifth, that was Jimenez making the stop. So 5-4 to get Romero at seconds for the second out. So 2 outs. And up at the plate is number 7, Marina Senna, who is your third baseman. High pop fly coming in on it is at a dead run is Ralston from center, and she tries to make the shoestring catch but cannot get to it in time. So Senna with a single sends Tafoya, who reached on a fielder's choice, to second, and Senna takes first with a single fly to center. Number 5, Chaz Hardy, left fielder, up to the plate. Swings at the first pitch she sees. You hear the thonk. It landed up on top of the press box. Going to roll down back into the netting. First strike on Hardy, so 0-1. 2 outs now, bottom of the first, that is. And a high fly ball. Ralston under it, gauging the wind, fighting the sun, and hangs on to it. So Hardy gives it a ride, but a high pop fly caught by Ralston in center is going to be the third out and end Clovis's at-bat. They have no runs, but they did get 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left on base. So we're going to go to the top of the second inning with your score 16-0. Hobbs coming back up to the plate. We'll be back with more Lady Eagle softball from Clovis, courtesy of TDS on HobbsAmerica.com and on Hobbs Sports YouTube. And welcome back for Hobbs Lady Eagles softball. Apologies as we lost audio there. I had to reset the system, and now, but we do have audio back. And in that bottom of the second inning, Clovis sent 4 batters to the plate. Clovis scored no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 error committed, 2 left on base. As Garcia hit a pop foul fly for the first out. Robles struck out. Cushings had an infield single, ended up on third base, and Everett reached first base on an error, a sharply hit ball back to the pitcher. So there were no runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on base for Clovis in that bottom of the second inning. It brings us to the top of the third inning now. Top of the third inning, of course, fresh inning, no count, no runs. I'm adjusting the score bug. Hobbs is in the lead in this one, 20-0. And coming up to bat first is number 3. Is that Cameron Cantu? Number 3? No. Number 16. It should be number 16, Carissa Garcia, up to the plate. Number 1. Oh, Edith Chavez. There we go. I was having trouble seeing her from here. I was having trouble seeing her jersey number. So number 1, Edith Chavez, is up to the plate for Hobbs. And that's going to be a call strike on Edith Chavez now. As this is the top of the third inning. The book is all messed up after that very long first at-bat for Hobbs. But Chavez at the plate, trying to get something started for Hobbs. They, of course, have a huge lead in this one. The count on her is now 3-1. 3-1 on Chavez. Top of the third, no outs, and that's going to be ball 4 for a walk. Edith Chavez, your right fielder for Hobbs, will take first base. She had an RBI double her last at bat. She walked and got on base by virtue of an error on the shortstop. So now she has walked, and that's going to bring up number 5, Kylie Ralston, to the plate. Number 5, Kylie Ralston, center fielder for Hobbs. Ralston was thrown out, had a grounder to second base the last time up. She had a RBI single, and she's got a hit now as it goes by second base. Throw into third to try to get the lead runner. It doesn't. It actually hits her on the head. So Edith Chavez makes it all the way to third, and Ralston has a single and reached second base on the throw. So Ralston with a single moves Chavez over. Chavez ended up stealing third. There was a throw, but she slid under it and was safe. So still no outs. And that's going to bring number 8, Marissa Young, the designated player, to the plate for Hobbs. Left-handed batter. First pitch floats in a little outside. So ball 1. 1-0 the count now on Marissa Young. Again, no outs. Top of the third inning. And that ball comes in, a call strike. So 1-1 on Young. Young hit a single her last time up. She had a 2 RBI single and a double in her previous plate appearances. She is 3 for 3. And a ground ball hit to Robles. She knocks it down, but it rolls out to center. Garcia throws it in. It is going to score 1 on the error. So Chavez will come in. Ralston is going to sit on third, and Young is on first on an E6 grounder. And that brings up number 20, Anaya Rodriguez, your catcher, to the plate. She had a 2-run home run her last time at bat. She walked and scored and had an RBI single her first time up. She is 2 for 3. Line drive shot out to right field. Romero stops it, throws into second. So well fielded, good throw, but it is an RBI single for Anaya Rodriguez. And that is going to score Ralston from third. It moves Young over to second. Rodriguez sitting on first and brings up Angel Jimenez to the plate. Number 6, Angel Jimenez, your third baseman for Hobbs. She walked and scored a run her last time up. I believe we're going to have a courtesy runner in. Is that right?
Yes.
Courtesy runner in for Anaya Rodriguez, the catcher. Number 11. I don't have our bench written down. 14. Okay. All right. That's still that Goddard. Wish I know where the lineup went. All right. So courtesy runner at first. A high fly ball is going to fall in shallow right field. Romero gets to it, makes a good throw in, hits her cutoff person, but the runners all move around. It puts Angel Jimenez on with a single. Nice shot out to shallow right. So bases are loaded for Hobbs. Bases are loaded. No outs. A grounder is going to find its way between short and third. It'll score 1, and the throw into third. Make sure that only 1 run crosses for Hobbs. Rodriguez safe at third. Actually, that's the courtesy runner for Rodriguez on third. Jimenez on second. And Kaya Boyle with that single. Followed up by another hit out into shallow left field. So Kaya Boyle with the RBI single. And then Briseas Armendariz, is that right? With another single. Out in right field, loads him back up. So bases loaded. And there is a foul as number 3, Cameron Cantu to the plate. Number 3, Cantu, your shortstop for Hobbs. Fouls 1 off for strike 1. Bases loaded for Hobbs. No outs. Hobbs has scored 4, put four runs across the plate so far in this at bat. That's going to come in across the corner for a call strike. So Cantu with an 0-2 count on her. Bases loaded. Swings and fouls it off to the right, so the count remains 0-2. We are in the top of the third inning here in Clovis. First of a doubleheader. And a well-hit ball, hot grounder between first and second base will go out to right field. Romero picks that one up, throws it in. It will score Jimenez from third. So it will be an RBI single for Cantu. It moves the runners around. Bases stay loaded. Still no outs. Up to the plate is number 16, Carissa Garcia. Is that who that is? Yep. Okay. I'll just have to make sure. And that ball is going to come in low. Garcia at the plate. Bases loaded, no outs. And that's going to be high for another ball. A well-hit ball, line drive shot out to left field, bobbled by Hardy. It'll score 1, it'll score 2. And it's a 2 RBI double for Garcia. So coming in are Boyle and Armendariz. And moving over to third is Cantu. So Garcia on second, Cantu on third. And Edith Chavez back up. She hits a grounder over to shortstop, and Robles knocks it down, but cannot make the throw. So Edith Chavez reaches first base on an E6. So Hobbs has batted around. And, of course, one run scores. And there's a hot grounder to Tafoya, who it doesn't get down on it, and it goes through her legs. So Ralston will reach on an E4, and that will score Garcia. So runners at first and second now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Hobbs has scored 9 in this inning. So we are at 29 to nothing now here in this top of the third inning. As Hobbs has batted around, and every batter has crossed the plate in this at bat as well. And that's going to bring up number 8, Marissa Young, to the plate with runners on first and second. As there's a meeting on the mound, Coach wants to talk about this with the Lady Wildcats. We have number 8, Marissa Young, your designated player, ready at the plate. This is her 5th plate appearance. She reached on an E6. She had a single, a 2 RBI single, and a double in her other plate appearances. So she is 3 for 4 today. Yeah, this is, hold on just a minute. And we'll take just a minute and as the girls are also on a breakout in the field. Be right back. And we're back answering some questions here as Marissa Young hits one back to the pitcher, and she fields it just fine, but then makes a bad throw, pulls Lopez off of the bag, and the ball, I think it went out of play beyond the dugout. So the pitcher, it went to the pitcher. Cushings threw it over to first, so an error on the throw, and E1 is going to put Young on there, and that's going to score Chavez from third. It sends Ralston over to third, and Young also gets the on the throw. Young moves over to second base. So she takes second. The ball went into the dugout. HobbsAmerica.com. Hit that. Hit that. It should be. You'll have to hit when it comes up. Look for the Hobbs Sports on the front page and hit that. Okay. Just directing some folks to be able to watch this on the stream on HobbsAmerica.com, and it's also on YouTube, Hobbs Sports YouTube. So I have 29. I now have 30. 30 to nothing is your score. So Hobbs has put 10 runs across the plate in this one, and there are no outs. Brings number 20, Anaya Rodriguez, the catcher, to the plate. Only I think we have a substitute batter. Do we have this number 17? So we have a substitute batter in, and I don't have the bench for Hobbs written down. So let me go scramble for that. Photos, there we go. And that pitch, there's a throw down to third, but safe. So we have a substitute batter in for Rodriguez, number 17. And the pitch comes in. It's going to hit her on the knee. So hit by pitch as Rodriguez takes first base, and that's going to load him up. So Ralston stays on third. Young is on second, both reaching on errors. And then Rodriguez hit by pitch, and that brings up number 6, Angel Jimenez, your third baseman, to the plate for Hobbs. And actually, nope. So they didn't say she was. They didn't say that she was hit. Okay. All right. So Rodriguez still at the bat. And that's going to be outside, and she will walk. So Rodriguez reaches on a walk, loads him up instead of being hit by pitch. They simply called that a ball. And then the fourth pitch was in, and it was a walk. Angel Jimenez with a grounder over to second base. Tafoya picks it up, and do they get her out? Yes, they do. All right, so Angel Jimenez grounds out 4-3 for your first out. First out. And that's going to bring up the top of the order for Hobbs again, as Kaya Boyle will come to the plate. So 1 out. And another grounder over to Tafoya at second, and she throws it over to first. And Boyle will be thrown out 4-3 for the second out. But it's an RBI sack. She does get credit for bringing in a run as Ralston comes in from third. Young goes to second. And that brings up number 2, Bresias Armendariz, your left fielder. So the substitute batter, number 17, is out on third. And that's going to be a slow roller out to Robles at shortstop. That ball took so long to get there that by the time she scooped it up, Armendariz was on first. So we'll call it an infield single. And it is an RBI. And that is going to bring up, should be number 3, Cameron Cantu, to the plate. She is the shortstop for Hobbs. So Young across the plate. You got Armendariz out on first. She reached on the walk, or actually that's Armendariz. She reached on the infield single. Touches the base, and that is out. So we have Robles making the grab and the out. Unassisted for the third out, and that ends the at-bat for Hobbs, but not before they put 3 more across the plate. 32 to nothing is now your score. And Clovis will have to score. Clovis would have to score 17 runs in this at-bat to keep the game from ending at the end of this at-bat. So the rule is 15 or more runs at the end of 3 innings, and it's a run-ruled game. So Clovis has a chance, though, in their at-bat here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. But Hobbs, 32 to nothing in this one.
Up to bat for Clovis, number 1, Michaela Romero.
Batting second, Michaela Romero up to the plate as the leadoff batter in this at-bat for Clovis, bottom of the 3rd inning. Romero playing right field for Clovis. And she hits a little chopper back out to the mound. Medina fields that, throws it over to first base for the first out. So 1-3 for out number 1. And that brings number 4, Espi Tafoya, the second baseman for Clovis, up to the plate.
Number 4, Espi Tafoya.
So now 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And first pitch is in, and it is high for ball number 1. I've got Hobbs as with 32 runs. And I hope that that's accurate. It's been an unusual game to say the least. Strike one as Tafoya takes a cut at it, misses. Leave the count 1-1 on Tafoya. And that's going to be outside for ball number 2, 2-1. Clovis struggling in this first game. Of course, there will be another one. This is the first of a doubleheader. We'll have about a 20 to 30 minute break between the games. And this pitch is going to be inside for ball number 3. 3-1 the count on Tafoya. One out here in the bottom of the third inning.
Come on, SB!
This is the second plate appearance for Tafoya. She hit a grounder to third base and reached on a fielder's choice her first time up. Swinging a foul back to the screen over the right side. It's going to bring the count full. 3-2 on Tafoya. She reached on that fielder's choice and ended up getting stranded on second her first time at the bat. This is her second plate appearance. Looking to try to help Clovis's cause. They would like to get a few runs on the board this at bat. And a fly. Could be trouble, but not. As incredible as Kaya Boyle comes over and a shoestring catch and hangs on to that. You could see the ball hanging out the end of her glove, but she hung on to it. So Tafoya kind of got robbed by a great play by Kaya Boyle. That brings up number 7, Marina Senna, to the plate, and she hits the ball right off the end of the bat, and reaching up to try to get it at first is Garcia, but she just gets the tip of the glove on it. So it's going to be a single for Senna and put her on first base. Senna with a little line drive shot over the first baseman on first brings up number 5, Chaz Hardy, the left fielder, to the plate. Number 2, Demi Garcia, center fielder, waits on deck. Amaya Robles in the hole. Swing and a miss at the first one. So Chaz Hardy with an 0-1 count. 2 outs, 1 runner on. Senna sitting on first. Clovis would very much like to get a rally going here, get some runs on the board. Hobbs would like to finish this one out early. And that's going to be high for ball number 1. 1-1 the count. As it has been a score fest in this game. Hobbs batting around twice. A swing and a foul back to the screen. So 1-2 is your count on Hardy. 1-2 the count. Senna out on first. Senna's 2 for 2 today. She had a single, a fly out to center field her first time up, and then, of course, she just hit that line drive to get on, and a good cut, but a foul tip to stay alive at the bat. Hardy with a 1-2 count on her. So 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Swing and foul tipped it back to the screen again. So Hardy protecting the plate and hanging tough at the bat with 2 outs, 1 runner on. Clovis looking to try to keep this one from ending early. They would have to put a lot of runs on the board, but you know what? It starts one batter at a time, and they're trying to get that rally going and move that runner around. Swing and a miss, and a strikeout ends the game. That's it. So this one is over, as in the bottom of the third inning, Clovis has no runs on 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1 on base, and that does it. I've got a 32-0 final score in this one for Hobbs. As Hobbs will be back, and I'll give you wrap things up and give you a through line score on all of this. So 3rd out, bottom of the 3rd, It's a run rule game, and we will have a break and then the beginning of the second of this doubleheader game against Clovis in Clovis. We'll be back to wrap this one up as I count up all the hits and the runs, and we get ready to take a break for that second one. Back with more Lady Eagles softball brought to you by TDS on HobbsAmerica.com and Hobbs Eagle Sports YouTube. And welcome back to Lady Eagles softball in Clovis as the Hobbs Lady Eagles win the first one 33-0. I double checked and compared the books, and yes, there was the one run I think that I did not count. I had it filled in but just was miscounting, and actually it ended up being it was one of the Hobbs girls crossing the plate. I think it was Kaya Boyle that I had it filled in but not counted. So 33 runs for Hobbs on 25 hits. They leave 5 on base. They commit 1 error. For Clovis, they had no runs on 4 hits. They leave 5 on base, and they had 11 errors in this game. So just Hobbs slugging away at both of the pitchers that Clovis put up. Both Lopez was the starting pitcher, taking the loss for Clovis. Cushing's coming in relief, but Hobbs just having no trouble hitting both of those pitchers, and Clovis not helping their cause, committing a lot of errors out in the field, and then just not being able to get anything offensively going for themselves. So I have Medina with 1, 2, 3 strikeouts on the day. She did not walk anybody, so 3 strikeouts, no walks. And there was an out-of-the-park home run. There was a lot of hitting. I mean, 25 hits for Hobbs, and among those was the home run that came in the top of the second inning that Rodriguez hit. So Rodriguez with the 2-run home run, but she also had an RBI single, 2 RBI singles, as well as her 2-run home run. So a lot of hitting by Hobbs. They took advantage of the Clovis pitching and ended up 33-0 in a run rule 3-inning game in this first one. Now, second one is coming up in just a few minutes. Probably we'll start that in about 20 minutes or so. So we'll take a long break. We'll be back and have the second of this doubleheader from Clovis on the air. Your Hobbs Lady Eagles coming back in action in just a few minutes here on HobbsAmerica.com and Hobbs Eagles Sports YouTube. The game today and the broadcast brought to you by TDS. We'll be back. Welcome back to Lady Eagle Softball from Clovis, the second of a doubleheader. And we are just underway in the second game. Kaya Boyle, first up for Hobbs, struck out for out number 1. Went down swinging, though. And up second is number 4, Camille Hinojos. Camille is playing second base in this game as Kaya Boyle will be pitching. This pitch comes in, and it is going to be, he doesn't call it. I'm assuming it's a ball, so he did not indicate a strike. So 1-1 is the count on Camille Hinojos now. Second up for Hobbs as the second game of a doubleheader is just now underway. Hobbs won the first one 33-0, and the second one now underway. Second batter up, Camille Hinojos, and the pitch is going to be high. So 3-1 is your count on Hinojos. On deck is Cameron Cantu in the hole, Lexi Martinez. And this is going to be outside for ball 4. So Mari Lopez on the mound for Clovis. She was the starting pitcher in the first one. So a strikeout, a walk, and Cameron Cantu, the shortstop for Hobbs, up to the plate. Hobbs with 33 runs in the first game. She makes contact within a high pop fly, could be trouble, and it is, as it falls in. And interesting turn of events as your right fielder, that is Giselle Romero out there, and she was fighting the sun on that high pop fly, and it fell in front of her, but then she fell down to get it, and on her knees, she took the ball and threw it over to second base and got Camille Hinojos at second base. So Cantu reaches on a fielder's choice, you might say, and Hinojos out at second, 9-4. That brings up number 15, Lexi Martinez, to the plate. Lexi, your left fielder for Hobbs in this game. And Cantu is going to steal second base. So Cantu reaches second. Lexi Martinez with a swing and a foul over to the left, out of play. We'll see the count that the ump gives us here, if he gives me one. So 1-2 is your count, as we'll get the score bug going on your screen. A swing and a miss. A swing and a miss as strikeout number 2, and that's 3 outs. So that's the end of the inning. So 2 strikeouts and a walk for pitcher Lopez, and that Hobbs comes up 4 up, 3 down. They score no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. So we'll go to the bottom of the first inning, and it'll be Clovis coming up to the plate. And we'll be back with more Lady Eagle softball from Clovis, the second game of a doubleheader coming up. This game is brought to you by TDS. Phone, TV, internet. Believe in better. Back to Hobbs Lady Eagles softball. In that top of the first inning, Hobbs with no runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. We go to the bottom of the first, and Clovis up to bat. Number 2, Demi Garcia, your third baseman, up first. Number 1, Michaela Romero is on deck, and Espi Tafoya is in the hole. First pitch comes in. Boyle hits the outside corner for strike 1. So call number 1. Oh, Michaela's on deck, okay. Yeah, Michaela Romero on deck, and then Espi Tafoya in the hole. Yeah. And that hits the inside corner for call strike 2. So Boyle taking a little off of that, threw a changeup on the inside corner. Garcia watching. 0-2 count now on Garcia. First batter up for Clovis. And the fastball comes in just a little low and inside for ball 1. So 1-2 the count. Boyle on the mound for Hobbs in this second game. She was your regular second baseman. Harrison behind the plate. And swing and a tip. It rolls back to the mound. Boyle picks it up, fires to first. Actually, kind of a nice soft throw in time to get her, though. So 1-3 for the first out.
No, ma'am. It's not an out.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Oh, they said, okay. They said, I'm sorry, I'll look down, adjusting the score, and it is not an out. The throw was certainly in time as the fielders went ahead and followed through as they should and threw over to first. Now Coach Crossland is asking for the ump to explain, and as I would be, but I am thinking that the ump probably said that that ball hit her while she was still in the box, so it becomes a strike. So the count remains 1-2. It becomes, in essence, a foul ball, and she remains at the bat. So Garcia will continue to bat with a 1-2 count on her, as they explain, I think, to the Hobbs girls as well. She hit at it, and I believe it probably hit the ground and bounced back, hit her, and then rolled fair. And, of course, when you're fielding, you need to play it through. You need to follow through with it just in case. But it did not turn out to be a fair ball. So 1-2 the count. Garcia still at bat. Leadoff batter for Clovis. No outs. And she fouls this one back to the screen, staying alive at the bat. So 1-2 is your count. Garcia protecting the plate. Hanging tough. 1-2 the count, of course, as the pitcher, Boyle. She would like to get this one. And a swing and a miss as she brings the heat. Boyle with a fastball, strike out. Garcia sits down. Michaela Romero will come up to the plate, your left fielder for Clovis.
Number 1, Michaela Romero.
So 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the first. First at bat for Clovis in this second game of a doubleheader. Boyle on the mound for Hobbs. Harrison catching. And that's going to hit the inside corner for strike 1. So call strike 1, 0-1. 0-1 the count. 1 out. Bottom of the first. No score. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 0-2 the count. Hobbs sent 4 batters up in their first at bat and had no runs, no hits, no errors. Left 1 on the base. Lopez struck out 2 and walked 1. And first at bat, there's a grounder going to can 2. She fields it cleanly. Nice throw. Bennett hangs on to it at first, and that's out number 2. So 6-3 is out number 2. Coming up, the batter batting in the third spot, number 4, Espi Tafoya, your second baseman for Clovis, up to the plate. A right-handed batter. So 2 outs. And the first one comes in, a lot of pop in the glove. It hits the inside corner for strike one.
Come on, baby.
Tafoya got a look at it. This is a new pitcher, and Clovis has not seen. The batters have not seen this pitcher yet. Not unusual that they might take the first pitch and take a look at it. This one comes in inside and low. In fact, Tafoya jumps back to keep from getting hit. So 1-1 the count on her. As Tafoya has had a look at it, nobody on. She would like to be the batter to get something started for Clovis here. Get a 2-out rally going. Oh, and that is going to come very close to hitting her. She had to do a little dance to get out of the way of that one. So 2-1 is the count. As Boyle would like to get this third out, and Hobbs would like to get back to the dugout, try to get their bats swinging. Clovis would like to keep their at-bat going. That's going to be high as Tafoya takes her walk. Tafoya on first, 2 outs. Number 7, Marina Senna.
Number 7, Marina Senna.
Marina Senna, your first baseman for Clovis at the bat. She's a right-handed batter. Tafoya sitting on first, and the ump is calling for. He's talking to his other ump. I'm not sure. Oh, I think they. Oh, there it was only the count was only 3-1. That was not a walk. So, Tafoya, and when she took off, I only had it written down as 3-1 in the book, but I thought I must have missed a pitch. When she took it off to first, I thought it was a walk. And she hits this one. It's going to roll foul for strike 2. So that's going to bring the count full. So just a premature walk as the ump behind the plate, I guess, looked at his counter again. And a call, strike 3 on the inside corner. Man, Boyle brought the heat. And that's going to be second strikeout for Boyle. And the third out in this at-bat. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. So we remain scoreless. We go to the top of the second inning. Hobbs coming up to the plate. And it's still 0-0 here in Clovis. We're back with Hobbs Lady Eagles softball in just about 30 seconds. On HobbsAmerica.com and Hobbs Sports YouTube. The game is brought to you by TDS. Phone, TV, Internet, believe in better. Back to Hobbs Lady Eagles softball as we go to the top of the second inning. In that bottom of the first, no runs, or in that bottom of the first, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Coming up to the plate first is number 7, Cameron Harrison for Hobbs, as Coach Crossland. Cameron Harrison is your catcher in this game. And she swings and hits it, fouls it off out of play to the right for a strike. So 2-1 is your count. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. A swing and a miss. So 2-2 is the count. I think she might have actually tipped that just a little Still a strike. 2-2 on Harrison, your leadoff batter, as Coach Crossland basically is using his bench in this game. And there is a soft line drive out to Cantu. Makes the catch for the first out. So a pop to the shortstop brings up number 5, Kylie Ralston, your center fielder, to the plate. Ralston, left-handed batter. First pitch is in, and it's a ball. So 1-0 the count. And that's going to be a strike, call strike, so that evens up the count. 1-1 on Ralston. As I said, Coach Crossland using almost all of his bench in this one. He only left a couple of starters in. Ralston is one of them who actually played in the first game. And Cantu at shortstop is another. Everybody else, Boyle played second base, and now she's pitching in this one. Everybody else is off the bench. And third is a strikeout. So Ralston strikes out for out number 2. 2 outs. All right, 2 outs. Brings up number 14, Hannah Souter, playing left field in this game. First pitch is high and outside for ball number 1. All of your starters from the first game, Chavez, Armendariz, Jimenez, Young, Medina, are all on the bench in this game. Coach Crossland giving some of his bench players a chance to not only bat, but also get out in the field and play in this one. Always good to see those opportunities. And a long hit ball. Will it stay fair? It does. Down the left field line as Souter picks it up and sends it out to left field. Out there, Romero makes a good stop and the throw in. And that's going to keep Souter at second, but a stand-up double puts Souter in scoring position for Hobbs. Brings up number 9, Camry Bennett, your first baseman, to the plate. Bennett actually is normally Hobbs' starting pitcher, but she had an injury to her hand a couple of weeks ago. So she is at first base today, Camry Bennett, and she picks that one up, sends it down the first base line, and Senna makes the unassisted out as that's the third out. So Bennett grounds out to the first baseman, 3 unassisted for the third out, and that is going to be it for Hobbs in this one. So they threaten with a runner in scoring position, but no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. And we go to the bottom of the second inning as Clovis comes up to bat. We're still scoreless in this second of a doubleheader here. Clovis will be up next with number 7, Marina Senna, coming up first. Number 5, Chaz Hardy, your center fielder, on deck. Number 11, Madi Lopez, your pitcher, in the hole. And we'll just keep it right here. Bottom of the second inning. As Clovis in their first at bat, 3 up, 3 down, but they're looking to try to change that here. Hobbs would certainly like to keep them scoreless and get back into the dugout and start working on getting their offense going. It's Boyle pitching, Harrison behind the plate, Bennett at first, Hinojos at second, Harrison at third, and Cantu at shortstop. Souter in left, Ralston in center, Martinez in right.
Up next, batting for Clovis, number 7, Marina Senna.
Senna coming up to the plate, her first plate appearance in this game. Fastball comes in, and it's going to be low for ball number 1. So 1-0 the count. As I mentioned that there may be 2 It's going to come in another ball, 2-0 the count. A swing and a little blooper pop over to third base as Harrison makes a couple of steps over to her left and easily grabs that for out number 1. So
next to bat for Clovis, Chaz Hardy, number 5.
a pop out to third baseman. 1 out, brings up number 5, Chaz Hardy, center fielder for Clovis. First pitch is in, a fastball, and it's going to be outside for ball number 1. Boyle throwing a breaking ball, fastball, trying to hit the corner, just missed. So 1-0 is your count with 1 out. A swing and a solid hit out to shallow right field. And that's going to put Hardy on first with a single. So Hardy with a single on base for Clovis brings up number 11, Mari Lopez, your pitcher, to the plate.
Next to bat number 11, Mari Lopez.
So 1 out, 1 on. Lopez at the bat, right-handed batter. First pitch swung on, and it's a double play as it's a pop fly that goes over to first base. Bennett handles it. Bennett catches the fly for the second out and then touches first base and catches Hardy off the base. So 3 unassisted for that third out. So an unconventional double play sends Clovis down. 3 up, 3 down. Again, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. And we go to the top of the third inning, still scoreless, 0-0 here. The second game of a doubleheader. Hobbs won the first one, and we're all tied up. Hobbs coming up to bat, and we'll have more Lady Eagle softball for you coming up. Brought to you by TDS in Clovis on HobbsAmerica.com and Hobbs Sports YouTube. Welcome back to Lady Eagle softball. We go to the top of the third inning. Still no score in this one, as most of Hobbs' bench players getting a chance to get out in the field and at bat. Your field for Clovis, Lopez pitching, Lefevre behind the plate, Senna at first, Tafoya on second, Garcia on third, Robles in short, Romero in left field, Hardy in center, Gigi Romero in right. I'm going to make sure I have 2 Romeros, yes. Michaela Romero is in left, and Gigi Romero is in right. And we go to the top of the batting order for Hobbs it's number 10, Kansas, or the bottom of the order. Candace Harrison, your third baseman, up to the plate. It's her first plate appearance in this game. Swing and a miss, but the ball gets past the catcher, and Harrison runs for it, but she is thrown out. So a strikeout for the first out sends Harrison back to the bench and now brings up the top of the order for Hobbs with 1 out. Kaya Boyle, your pitcher, she's your second baseman normally for Hobbs, but with Hobbs pitchers, they've had injuries, and Boyle has stepped in and said that yes, she can pitch, she will pitch, and she is your pitcher in this second game for Hobbs. First ball outside, second ball, it hits the corner for strike 1. So 1-1 is your count. 1 out in this one. Top of the third inning, no score. Oh, and Boyle was waiting on that one as Lopez took a little off of it. Boyle pulled it all the way around, sharply hit, but stays foul down the third base line for strike number 2. 1-2 the count on Boyle. Uncharacteristically struck out her first time at bat. A long fly ball goes over the head of Hardy and makes it to the fence. It's going to be, I started to say a stand-up double, but the throw is a little slow coming in, and I think that really is a double for Boyle, and then she took third on the throw in. But a well-hit ball over the center fielder's head all the way to the fence. So Boyle is on in scoring position. Just 1 out. And that is going to bring up number 4, Camille Hinojos, playing second base for Hobbs to the plate. She walked and then got thrown out her first plate appearance. So she is looking to get a hit. First pitch comes in high for ball number 1. Boyle over on third. Boyle is speedy. 1 out. Hobbs has not scored yet in this game. Second pitch comes in outside for ball 2. So 2-0 the count. Lopez started the first game and then was pulled, and a relief pitcher came in, but she took the loss for the first game. But she is starting the second one, and actually she looks stronger starting this game to me than she did in the first game. That was a foul off to the right for strike 1. And this one comes in. It's going to be a ball, though. So 3-1 is the count on Hinojos. 1 out. Boyle on third in scoring position for Hobbs. There's a high fly ball out to right field. And even though it's caught, a nice catch by Gigi Romero having to fight the sun out there in the field for the second out. Still, it's a sack fly RBI for Hinojos. It brings Boyle in. Hobbs leads 1-0, 2 outs. Number 3, Cameron Cantu, your shortstop at the plate. She swings at the first pitch, fouls it off to the right to the screen for strike 1. So Hinojos, long hit ball, but Gigi Romero had the bead on it. But it was a nice hit to the opposite side of the field to let Boyle tag up and come home. And it looked like that caught the corner to me, but the ump did not signal. If it's low and outside, looks like ball 1. So 1-1 the count now. A solid hit grounder over to Robles at short, but she fields it, makes a good throw in, and the third out. That's going to end the at-bat for Hobbs. Not before they put 1 run across, though. So they're on the board. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, just a slow throw in from the outfield, and nobody left on base. So we'll score that 6-3 in the books. Third out. And that's the top of the third inning done. We'll go to the bottom of the third with Hobbs leading 1-0. Clovis coming up to the plate. It'll be Robles, Lefevre, and Romero. 1, 2, and 3 for Clovis when we get there. We'll be back with more Lady Eagles softball on HobbsAmerica.com and Hobbs Sports YouTube, brought to you by TDS. And welcome back to Lady Eagles softball in Clovis, the second of a doubleheader here. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It's Hobbs leading 1-0 as I adjust the score bug, and
Up to bat for Clovis.
had some trouble with this in that first game. showing all of the runs were popping up in the away, even as much as I tried to hit it. The runs were popping up for home instead of Hobbs, the away team. The only thing I could do really was just to keep up with those runs. It ended up being 33-0 in that first game. Hobbs winning. But now I've got my score bug cooperating. First batter up, number 12, Amaya Robles, your shortstop. She fouls one off for a strike. It's 1-1, the count now. 1-1 on Robles. First batter up for Clovis in this bottom of the third inning. A swing and a miss as Boyle gave her a high outside pitch. And the Robles wanted to swat at it. Swing and a miss, 1-2 the count. And again, swing and a miss on the high outside as Robles probably protecting the plate, trying to get a hit, trying to get something started for her team. But that is a strikeout and out number 1 in this bottom of the third. So 3 strikeouts for Boyle in this one so far. 3 strikeouts, no walks. Brings up number 9, Shalonda Lefebvre, the catcher. And she hits one right up the middle. It hits just behind the second base bag. Out to center, Ralston fields that, throws it in. So Lefebvre with a single. She's on first after that single, out to center. Number 10, Giselle Romero, the right fielder, up at the plate now. 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the third. And that's going to come in and hit the outside corner. So a nice breaking ball with a lot of speed on that and spin. 0-1, 1 runner on. First plate appearance for Romero. That's going to be 2 outside, not going to hit the plate. 1-1 the count now on the Romero. We got Boyle pitching, Harrison behind the plate. Bennett on first, Hinojosa second, Harrison third, Cantu at short. And a swing and a miss on an inside pitch. She gets just a piece of it, fouls it off to the right for strike number 2. 1-2 on the Romero. You got Souter out on left, Ralston in center, Martinez in right for Hobbs. Shadows starting to get a little long. Those outfielders having to really shade their eyes. And swing and a miss as Romero goes down swinging, out number 2. And strikeout number 4 for Boyle. That brings the top of the order back up for Clovis. Still got Lefebvre sitting out on first base. Number 2, Demi Garcia, your third baseman, up to the plate. And she swings at the first one. It's a high pop fly, but it goes out of play off to the right. Strike number 1. So 2 outs, 0-1 the count. Runner on first. Hobbs leading this one 1-0. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Fastball, swing and a miss for strike 2. As Garcia cutting just a little bit under that ball. And that's going to be outside for ball 1. So 1-2 is your count now. 1-2 on Garcia. Fastball, she hits a chopper over to third base. Harrison bobbles it a bit, then makes a good throw. Harrison recovers from the bobble with a bullet of a throw to get Garcia out at first. So score it 5-3 in the book. Third out. So Clovis in the bottom of the third inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. And we go to the top of the fourth inning With Hobbs coming back up to bat, they lead this one 1-0. We'll be back with more Hobbs Lady Eagle softball on HobbsAmerica.com and Hobbs Sports YouTube. This game brought to you by TDS. Home, phone, TV, internet, believe in better. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagle softball in Clovis, the second of a doubleheader. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Hobbs coming back up to bat. They lead this one, but they've only got one run on the board. It is 1-0. And here we are, top of the third. I apologize, my score bug. It's probably operator error, but it is just jumping all over the place, has a mind of its own today. So we are keeping up with this as best as I can. Number 15, Lexi Martinez, your right fielder, is going to be up first for Hobbs. She bats in the fourth slot. Martinez, left-handed batter, looking to get something going for Hobbs. First pitch is in, and it is a ball outside. Lopez pitching. Lefebvre behind the plate. And that's going to be high. It was over the plate, but high for ball number 2. So 2-0 the count on Martinez. Martinez grounded out to the short. Martinez struck out her first time up at the plate. So 3 balls and no strikes. And that's going to be outside for ball number 4 as Martinez walks and brings up number 7, Cameron Harrison, catching for Hobbs. Cameron hit a pop to the shortstop her first time up, so she's 0 for 1. No outs, top of the third inning. 1 runner on. Harrison up to the plate, right-handed batter. Cameron Harrison behind the plate. Candace Harrison at third base for Hobbs. And the first pitch is in. Swing and a grounder over to short. Cantu fires it into second to get the lead runner, and Clovis attempting the double. Second throw is a little high. Pulls Senna off the bag and not in time, as Harrison will reach on the fielder's choice. Martinez thrown out at second for the first out. 6-4. And that brings up number 5, Kylie Ralston, center fielder, to the plate. Ralston hits it right up the center. Nice little grounder, little line drive. It turned into a hot grounder right up the center, and that's going to send Harrison over to second, and Ralston with a single takes first base. So runners at first and second for Hobbs. Brings up number 4, Hannah Souter, your left fielder, up to the plate. Souter had a double her first time up and got stranded at second. So Hobbs would definitely like to move the runners around and in this time, not strand anybody. Souter. Runners at first and second. 1 out. That's a ball. So 3-0 is your count on Souter. You got to think she's going to be taking this pitch. And she does. And that'll be ball 4 and a walk. So Howder walks. Souter walks. That sends Harrison to third, Ralston to second. And although that might be a courtesy runner for Harrison over on third, I did not pick that up and see. Harrison catching. No, I think it's still her. Yep, Harrison is on third. That brings up Camry Bennett, your first baseman, up to the plate with bases loaded, high and outside. So 1-1. 1-1 your count on Bennett. Bases loaded, 1 out. Of course, there's a force on any base. And a high pop fly, probably, and it is going to, all the base runners stay where they are. So Bennett, a pop out to the second baseman for the second out. Everybody stays where they are. Bases are loaded. Number 10, Candace Harrison, third baseman, coming up to the plate. Bases loaded. And a nice line drive out between right and center. It's Gigi Romero going back for it. It scores 1, it scores 2, and they're going to throw her out at third, but not before Hobbs puts 3 across the plate. And then Candace just tried to take 1 base too many, but Hobbs is able to score Harrison, Ralston, and Souter before Harrison gets thrown out on the throw from right field. She hit the cutoff person, and then they threw it over to third base for that third out. So Hobbs ends up with 3 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. So Hobbs adds 3 runs, and they're up 4-0 now. We go to the bottom of the third inning. We're going to go actually to the bottom of the 4th inning. My bad. I know what I meant, I just didn't say it. So 3 runs, 1 hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Bottom of the 4th, Clovis coming up to bat. It'll be the top of the order. Or no, it'll be Michaela Romero up first. She bats in the second slot for Clovis. So, bottom of the 4th inning. 4-0 your score. Hobbs leading. Romero coming up. She got...
For Clovis is Michaela Romero, number 1.
Romero playing in left field. She hit a grounder to the shortstop her first time up. Got thrown out at first base. She's 0 for 1 coming up. As Clovis would like to get at least a run across the plate. They'd like to go ahead and get a rally started here. Hobbs would like to make quick work of them, get back to the dugout. There's a hit on the ground. Harrison picks it up, fires to first. So Romero hitting the first pitch she saw. 5-3. Third to first for the first out.
Next for Clovis, number 4, Espy Tafoya.
And that brings up number 4, Espy Tafoya, your second baseman for Clovis, to the plate. She struck out her first time up. She's 0 for 1. But she could be the batter that gets something started for Clovis. She hits the first pitch she sees, but it's going to be a high fly, and a no-host at second drifts back a few steps, has to fight the sun, but she hangs on to it. So pop out to the second baseman for
Clovis, number 7, Marina Sena.
For the second out, and that brings up number 7, Marina Sena, batting in the 4th slot for Clovis, your first baseman. And she hits the first one that she sees, and it falls in, but Martinez playing in shallow right field, picks it up and throws it to first and throws her out. You don't see that every day, but that's good fielding and pretty good position playing out there in right field, as that was Martinez. You don't see that very often. 9-3 for the third out. 3 up, 3 down. Clovis has no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And we're going to go to the top of the 5th inning. Hobbs leading this one 4-0, and we'll be back with more Lady Eagles softball on HobbsAmerica.com and Hobbs Sports YouTube. And welcome back to Hobbs Lady Eagles softball. As we go to the top of the 5th inning, in that bottom of the 4th, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for Clovis. They go 3 up, 3 down. And Hobbs now coming back up to bat. It will be the top of the order as Kaya Boyle will come up for Hobbs. Leadoff hitter. Hobbs leading this one 4-0. Second game of a doubleheader here in Clovis. Sun's going down. It's starting to get noticeably cooler. The wind has died down a bit. It's still a little bit breezy. Kaya Boyle up at the plate. First pitch is in, and it is outside second pitch. So 2-0. And that is just going to miss the outside corner. 3-0. On Boyle. You got to think the takes on is on, but Boyle's a scrappy hitter. She's a smart batter, though. We'll see. And that's going to be inside the corner. It's going to clip the corner. Nice breaking ball by Lopez, throwing the strike when she had to. 3-1 the count now. Boyle gets a little piece of that one, fouls it off to the right, way off to the right over there by the restrooms. So 3-2. Count is full on Boyle now. Leadoff batter for Hobbs in the top of the 5th inning. As the lights come on now on the field. And a nice grounder, a shot. It's kind of a hard hit ball. And then it just kind of dies as Robles gets to it, knocks it down, and then does not have a throw. And she really had to dive for that. I don't think I'm charging an error. I think that is an infield single because Robles had to dive for it, got to it, and then she did have a little trouble picking it up. But Boyle really was already at first. There was no throw and was no play. So Boyle is on first, brings up number 4, Camille Hinojos to the plate. No outs. Hinojos, second baseman for Hobbs in this game. And that's going to be outside, a throw down to second to try to pick off Boyle. And it's a bad throw. So Boyle takes third base. A throw goes over. Boyle slides in easily. And another bad throw, but that does not give Boyle a chance to go home. So Boyle with a stolen base and then reaches third on the pass ball, the bad throw, error on the throw. And a long hit ball is going to stay fair just inside the right field line, and that's going to score 1. And rounding going to third is Hinojos. So Hinojos with an RBI triple brings in Boyle, and Hinojos sitting on third now with no outs. That brings up number 3, Cameron Cantu, the shortstop, up for Hobbs. So no outs and a runner scored. So that's 5-0. Hobbs leading now. Boyle was able to score all the way from first, and Hinojos went to third. Cantu up at the plate. Second pitch is in. Two balls. 2-0 the count. brings the heat, swing, and fouled it back off to the right for strike one. 2-1 the count. So another runner in scoring position. Hinojo sitting on third for Hobbs. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Hobbs in the lead, 5-0. And a long, well-hit ball over the head of Romero out in left field. Rolls to the fence, scores one, and sliding into third, Cantu has an RBI triple. So an RBI triple brings in Hinojos, and Cantu on third, still no outs. So 6-0 your score. Top of the 5th inning. No outs. Fresh batter. Brings up number 15, Lexi Martinez, your right fielder, up to the plate. And that is going to just be outside. I thought it might clip the outside corner. The ump called that a ball. 1-0. And that is going to be a strike right down the pike, right at the letters. Martinez looks at that one. 1-1 your count. Hits this one, and it's going to fall in shallow center field. Coming in on it is Hardy. She bobbles it a little, but gets the throw in to second base, and that is going to keep Martinez on first base, but she has an RBI single with that as she brings in Cantu, and Hobbs with another run makes it 7-0. Still no outs in this at-bat. So an RBI single, Martinez on first, and brings up number 7, Cameron Harrison, the catcher, to the plate. She got on by a fielder's choice and crossed the plate her last time at bat. She got thrown out, popped out to the shortstop, first one, and she hits a shallow, kind of a Texas leaguer in shallow right field as Tafoya gets on her horse and scrambles to try to go get it, but there was nobody who had a play. That was it was too far over, too far back for Senna to get it, too far over for Tafoya to get it, and too close in for Gigi Romero to come in from right. So it just is a base hit. So Martinez on second, Harrison on first. Number 5, Kylie Ralston, your center fielder, at the plate. She hit a single and crossed the plate her last time up. And that is going to be fouled off, way off to the left. If she were to straighten that out, that would be almost at the fence. So Ralston with a couple of strikes. Hits this one, a long fly ball. It's going to be over the head of Romero out in left field. It will score one. And holding up at third, Ralston will get an RBI double out of it. An RBI double. She's on second base. Brings in Martinez from second. Sends Harrison over to third. So Ralston and Harrison on base, runners at second and third. Number 14, Hannah Souter, your left fielder, up to the plate for Hobbs. And she hits this one, a high fly ball. Going back for it in center is Hardy, but she can't get to it in time. It falls and hits the fence. Souter throws it in. But it will score one. It will score two. So Harrison comes in, Ralston comes in, and Souter is on second base with a double. A 2 RBI double. And that sends number 9, Camry Bennett, your first baseman, up to the plate. Still no outs. 10. And Hobbs now is at 10-0. Their score is 10-0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Double checking, especially after all those runs in the first game and how I lost track of one of those and didn't count that correctly. And this one comes in, definitely hits the outside corner for a strike as Bennett watches that one. So Souter out in scoring position for Hobbs, no outs. Hits this one on the ground as Robles knocks it down, but it rolls between her legs and she has no throw. So that unfortunately will be an E6. I've got to write that one down as an error. Bennett reaches first, but Souter has to sit on second because she had to hold up as Robles was trying to make that play right in front of her. Candace Harrison up to the plate. First pitch is in, and it is high for ball one. High and outside. Having trouble again with my score bug. Throw out to second to try to keep Bennett, or rather Souter, honest out there. Souter's on second, Bennett on first. Harrison at the plate. For this pitch comes in, it's going to be high. So 2-1 is your count. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Swing and a miss, and that is almost caught, but then Robles makes the recovery, makes the grab, and sends it over to third, so gets the lead runner. So Robles not able to catch it. It really kind of just fell right at the ground in front of her glove, but she was able to pick that up and get that over to third and get that lead runner for the first out. So Harrison reaches on a fielder's choice. Bennett is on second. 1 out. And this pitch is going to be just outside. I thought it was going to hit the corner. It does not. So Hobbs has batted around. We're back to Boyle, top of the order. And a grounder out to Robles. She knocks it down, but then no throw. And again, because she knocked that down, Boyle will be on. It moves the runners around. Bennett's on third, Harrison on second, Boyle on first. Bases loaded as number 4, Camille Nohos, coming up to the plate. Your second baseman. Bases loaded, 1 out. There's a force on any base. First pitch is in, and it's a ball. High and outside for ball number 1. Second pitch comes in, a fastball. Nice pitch by Lopez. It was going to be a strike, and Hinojos decided a little too late to swing at that. Caught a piece of it, fouled it off to the right, so 1-1 is your count. 1 out, bases are loaded, force on any base. And that's high and outside for ball number 2. 2. Hinojos at the plate. She had an RBI triple her last time up, and that was in this at-bat as Hobbs has batted around. And that's going to be 3-1. So 3-1 the count. Bases loaded. Strike hit at, over to shortstop. Robles knocks it down, but then again, no guess. Oh, Gigi. Okay, so Gigi came in from, so Robles is now in right field, and Romero is at short. Thank you. I did not see that switch. So Gigi Romero at short. Robles now in right field. And can we turn the light on? Can we turn the light on? Thank you. As we get, thank you so much, yeah. As it was getting just a little dark in the booth. And now lights are on. As number 3, Cameron Cantu up at the plate. And there's a a little Texas leaker. It's going to fall in just past shortstop. And Cantu with an RBI single makes it to first. And that is going to bring in Harrison. It sends Boyle over to third. Hinojos at second. Cantu on first. So bases are still loaded. And now 2 more runs have scored. 12-0. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. And that's going to be high and inside. High and inside on Lexi Martinez. Bases loaded for Hobbs. And that's going to hit the outside corner for a call strike. Bases loaded for Hobbs. Still just the 1 out. Another ball to Martinez. Left-handed batter playing right field for Hobbs in this second game. And that's going to be outside for ball number 4. And she works the walk and walks a run in. But that actually, even though that's a walk, that's an RBI for Martinez. That's going to bring in Boyle. Hinojos moves to third. Cantu moves to second. Martinez is on first. Still the 1 out. Cameron Harrison, your catcher, coming up for Hobbs. First pitch is going to be on the outside corner. Yes, it does clip the corner for strike number 1. So 1 out, bases loaded. A hot grounder over to shortstop, fielded by Gigi Romero, and she hangs on to that. That was a hot grounder. She threw it over and got the lead runner at third, but it will score a run as Hinojos crosses the plate and Cantu gets thrown out. Six to 5. And Cameron Harrison, Ralston rather, is up at the plate. So Harrison reaches on the fielder's choice. And there's a hot shot right up the center. And that is going to score 1. Did they get her? Just missed her off the bag on second. So Ralston again with an RBI single. That's going to bring in Martinez. Harrison on second and Ralston on first. So bases first and second now. Runners at first and second. Souter at the plate. Number 14, Hannah Souter, your left fielder, up at the plate. 2 outs now. And that's going to be high for a ball on Souter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And your score is now 14-0. A swing and a hot shot over to third as Garcia fields that, goes over and touches third base. So Souter grounds out to third base. So 5 unassisted as Souter grounds out. Well, Souter actually reaches on a fielder's choice, and the person who's thrown out there at third was actually Harrison. So 5 unassisted for the third out. And that would bring Camry Bennett up to the plate next if there is another at-bat. So Hobbs puts 11 runs across in that at bat. 11 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. There were 3 errors and 3 left on base. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bottom of the 5th inning. See. Bottom of the 5th inning, and it brings Clovis up to bat. Clovis must score at least 5. I think it's 10 runs after 5. It's 15 runs after 3. So Clovis is in danger of this being their last at-bat. This game could be called at the end of this inning if they do not score.
Number 5, Chastity Hardy.
So bottom of the 5th inning. Hobbs leading this one 14-0. Number 5, Chaz Hardy, your center fielder, up to bat for Clovis. This is her second plate appearance. She had a single, but then got thrown out her last time up. First pitch is in, and it's a ball. And this is going to be outside for... So the count is 1-1. The first pitch in was a strike, actually. 1-1. Second pitch outside for ball. And a nice fastball as Hardy decides a little too late to swing at it. She catches a piece of it, though, fouls it off. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. Hardy, the leadoff batter for Clovis. They need to score in this inning to keep from getting run ruled. A much lower scoring game in this second game, though, than in the first. A swing and another foul. A grounder that goes off to the left toward the Hobbs dugout. So count remains 1-2. Hardy is staying tough at the bat, fending off a couple of pitches, spoiling them off to stay alive. And hits a choppy grounder over to short. Cantu picks it up and fires to first. So out number 1, 6-3 in the books. And that brings up number 11, Mari Lopez, the pitcher, up to the plate. She hit a fly out.
Up to bat next, number 11, Mari Lopez.
She hit a fly out to the first baseman her first time up, so she's 0 for 1 in this game. Her second plate appearance. She is your pitcher for Clovis in this game. And the first pitch is going to be low and inside for ball number 1. So 1 out, bottom of the 5th. 14-0 your score. Hobbs leading the second of a doubleheader here in Clovis. And a lot of pop in the glove as that is a call. Strike 1. Right up the middle, 1-1 on Lopez. And that's going to be another strike call. Strike 2 as Boyle bringing the heat. Hobbs, I think, getting a little impatient. What they would like to do is make this a short at-bat for Clovis. Clovis wants to get something started and staying alive. Lopez spoils one off. That one might have been called a strike on the outside corner. 1-2 your count on Lopez. And she has a nice line drive shot out to shallow right. And fielding that is Martinez. Actually, I don't know that that's Martinez out there in right anymore. But the throw comes in not in time.
Number 12, Amaya Robles.
That may be Souter out there. All right, so because I've got my 7 and I've got 2 9s, a 7 and a 9. I may not have that right in the book. Mari Lopez on first with a nice single. 12, Amaya Robles playing right field now. Up at the plate. A runner on for Clovis, 1 out. And she hits a high fly ball. Could be trouble. But coming over from center is Ralston making a grab with the back of her glove and her hand. She was sliding for that and hangs on for it. So a nice catch.
Clovis, number 9, Lola Lefebvre.
Ralston really robbing Robles. It looked like she was going to have a hit. And Ralston instead makes it out number 2. Number 9, Shalonda Lefebvre, the catcher, coming up to the plate. Oh, inside and low for ball number 1. As Lefebvre has to dance to kind of keep out of the way of that one. So 1-0 the count. 2 outs now. And a swing and a foul off to the right. So the count is 1-1. Lefebvre hit a single and got stranded on first base her first time up. So she's 1 for 1. So it's her second plate appearance. That's going to be outside for ball number 2. So 2-1 the count. You've got Lopez on first, hitting a single, giving Clovis hope for a run across the board in this inning, this at-bat. And she hits a little blooper. It's going to go foul, though, as Boyle comes off the mound. She's got a lot of speed, and she makes it in time to actually grab that, but I think she saw that it probably was going to bounce foul, and she left it alone wisely. As it bounces out, just becomes strike number 2. So the count even now, 2-2 on Lefebvre. Runner on first, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. And a sharply hit ball down the third base line. Harrison grabbed for it, couldn't get it in time, but Souter. And I actually think that it may be Martinez in left and Souter in right, but a good grab in left field and a good throw keeps that as just a single, but Lefebvre blisters that down the third base line for a single. Moves Lopez over to second and brings up top of the order, or rather at the bottom of the order, number 10, Giselle Romero, to the plate. And I think that's going to hit her. Yes, it will. And that looked painful.
Next to bat for Clovis, number 2, Demi Garcia.
So hit by pitch, loads them up as Lopez on third, Lefebvre on second, Romero hit by pitch on first. 2 outs, though. And top of the order, Demi Garcia, your third baseman, up to the plate. She struck out and grounded out to third base. She's 0 for 2 and due, as they say. And that's going to be a little too inside. I thought it might have clipped the corner, but it is ball number 1. 1-0, the count on Garcia. Bases are loaded, 2 outs, a force on any base. Pitches in, a hit, and that is going to be a bounce. That's a choppy bouncer that's going to find its way to left field, and it is going to score 2. So that is going to be a 2 RBI. And we'll score that as a double. Really, she took second on the throw in, but 2 RBI. That sends in Lopez and Lefebvre. And Romero sits on second, or on third rather, after being hit by pitch, and Garcia is on second. So 2 runs, 14-2 now is your score. 2 outs. So Clovis has mounted a 2-out rally, and they're still moving. Number 1, Michaela Romero, left fielder, up to bat. First pitch comes in. It's a fastball up the center for a call. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Runners on second and third. 2 runs across in this at bat for Clovis. It's no longer a shutout. And going to be outside for ball 1. Good job by Harrison grabbing that one before it got by her. That would have been a pass ball, and probably a run would have scored. So 1-1 is the count now. 1-1 the count. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. And a hit and a foul down the first base line. Strike number 2. So Boyle is 1 strike away from a win in this one. As the score is 14-2. It's a 10-run rule after 5 innings. And that's going to be outside for ball number 2. So Boyle with 2-2 count on Romero. Runners at second and third for Clovis. They have scored not just their first two runs of this game, but their first 2 runs of either game in this doubleheader. Swing and a miss as Boyle got her to chase, and that's the ball game. So a strikeout to end this one. That is the ball game. But Clovis able to put 2 runs across on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. But the final score in this one is 14-2. Hobbs wins, run ruled after 5 innings, and we'll run the numbers and be back for a quick wrap-up as Hobbs wins both games of the doubleheader. The first one 33-0, the second one 14-2. And we'll be back with the wrap-up here in Clovis. Hobbs Lady Eagle softball on HobbsAmerica.com and Hobbs Sports YouTube. Brought to you by TDS. And back for the wrap-up here in Clovis as Hobbs wins the second of the doubleheader. Final score in this one was 14-2. They had 14 runs on 12 hits. They left 5 on base. They commit no errors. Your winning pitcher is Kaya Boyle. She struck out 4, had no walks, and hit 1 batter. And for Clovis, they had 2 runs on 5 hits. They left 3 on base. They commit 3 errors. The losing pitcher is Lopez. She struck out 2 and walked 2, 3, 4. So she walked 4, struck out 2. And Hobbs wins both games. The first one 33-0. So it was a shutout, and it was a complete game pitched by Medina as well. So it was a shutout for Medina, 33-0. And in the second, 14-2 your final score. So Hobbs with 2 more wins, and they are going to be playing makeup games. They would have played Roswell on they've got makeup games coming up on Monday. So those games will be in Hobbs, and we will have those for you right here as we did tonight on HobbsAmerica.com and Hobbs Sports YouTube. So thanks for watching and listening. Again, Hobbs victorious in these 2 games in Clovis tonight, and we'll have more games for you on Monday. I'm Dawn Morgan saying good night, and thank you to our sponsor, TDS. Phone, TV, Internet, believe in better. Good night, everybody.